Hey guys, Tasha, MAMABEAR Prepping. Get you a drink, pull up. We're about to talk about something pretty important, okay? Now, I was doing some research, and I'm a little upset, okay? I've seen, first of all, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, didn't even say hello. Hello. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy yourself. And for everybody else, welcome back. I missed you. But you know how I am. I like to just try to just jump right into it. So I was doing some research, and I just was curious because I always see these channels going over, hey, these are the top products that FEMA wants you to, that FEMA or any company like that wants you to get to prepare. Basically, these are the items you need to prepare your emergency kits. And my family, we've been building our own emergency plans for decades, and maybe that's the idea. Maybe I'll start sharing my emergency plans. Like, hey, this is my plan for said thing. Maybe I'll do that because I was a little frustrated and shocked actually, because I'd seen a couple other prepping channels do videos on, hey, these are the top items that FEMA wants you to carry. And a couple of them, you know, just seemed outdated. And I just didn't realize that, like, that stuff is still stuff that they're, like, recommending. And although there's good stuff on here, right? If somebody is not prepared at all and they were to stumble across FEMA, hey, I'm going to go to FEMA to figure out how to build my emergency kit. Okay, it's not 100% horrible, right? I mean, there's things on this list that are absolutely must-haves. I just was shocked, I guess, at the lack of emphasis or importance or detail, maybe. You know, a lot of the masses, we live in a world of TikTok where everything is like that, right? Everything is expected to be given to you, right? So we are in a world of like quickie, here you go, and you know, here's the quick list for this, here's the quick list for that. And although this is quick lists, and I'm a fan actually of quick lists as well, I would just think that it would delve a little bit farther. And again, I'm sure if you delve into the website, I'm sure that there's more extensive plans. I would hope. I'm gonna just give that to them because I would hope. But let's just go over this. Let's just go through this, and I'm going to tell you kind of why, the things that I don't agree with, okay? This is basically FEMA's emergency kit, the basic emergency kit. And they do have the word basic in it, so I guess they've got that going for them, okay? But it's like a hodgepodge of just misdirection or just, hey, here you go, and it's just a tiny bit of what information is needed, okay? So I'm going to walk you through this. It has it broken down into two big sections, you guys. And I just went to the FEMA website and went looking around. Hey, where can I find some lists of emergency kits, stuff I should have in my home? And I came across recommended items to include in a basic emergency supply kit. So obviously this isn't all inclusive, you guys, right? You could build upon this. And then on the back, it's a little pamphlet. It says additional items to consider adding to the emergency supply, which there's some very important ones on that side, okay? So, number one, this is the first thing that got me hot. It says water and non-perishable foods for several days. That's it, you guys. If you were coming to FEMA to figure out what you should do to prepare, water and food. No direction on how much, how important it is. I don't know. Just, I would think that there would be some sort of starter number here. I'm going to give you a starter number, 30 days. Shoot for 30 days of non-perishable foods, right? Shelf-stable foods, foods that have been preserved, and start with your 30 days. Same thing with water. It's 1 to 2 gallons per person per day. Shoot for 30 days. I know that's not the easiest thing to do, but it's super important. And I'm sure that it's on here, number one, because guess what? People die if they don't have it, okay? And I'm just surprised. I thought it was going to say 72-hour because a lot of these types of entities and organizations, they shoot for 72 days. And I've had these conversations with very, very seasoned preppers, and emergency preparedness experts who often state, yeah, the numbers are always way off, right, on recommended, right? You start like maybe with 2 weeks. But my thing is, when new preppers are coming to me and they're asking, hey, what is just a small goal? Like, what should I just kind of focus on, right? 30 days. Just start there, okay? Obviously, to get to 30 days, you'll have a week, right? Then you'll have the week, okay, you'll have 2 weeks, then 3 weeks, okay? I'm not saying go out and buy in one day enough food to last you for 30 days. I'm saying build that up, but shoot for 30 days. And guess what, baby? It doesn't end there. You're going to continue to do that. But that's just, I think, a goal that people are able to do, even if you don't have a whole lot of money, because there's bulk items that you can buy to get that perishable food count for 30 days for your family. And if you need help with that, feel free to email me and I will personally help you figure out how we can make that work with your family and how much you make. Easy. All right, very next thing on here. Extra cell phone, battery, and charger. So, hey, grid down, make sure you have one more charger. Again, to me, it's just not enough. To me, this is the area of solar power. How are you going to power things in your home, okay? Not just your cell phone, but there's other things, more important things that you might have in your home that need to be charged, okay? Maybe this was a teaser just to make you think like that and think of, okay, that's not the only thing that needs to be plugged in, or maybe I need to power. We have a CPAP machine, has to be powered, has to, okay? So to me, that whole section is where they just say, very simple, extra cell phone, battery, and charger. You know, how are we powering things? Next thing is a very, very important one, and it's a battery powered or hand crank radio that you can receive NOAA weather radio, tone alerts, and extra batteries. So we've spoke about this on this channel before. You need a receivable radio. A lot of Americans do not have a basic AM, FM receivable radio, and you need that, okay? They're not very much. You can literally get them on Amazon or other places, $10, $15, and they have them where $15, $20, and it does just that. It takes battery, it has a little solar panel on it, it has the crank, so it has numerous ways to power it if you don't have power, okay? And you need that for the basics so that you can hear your community and weather alerts, and you can hear your community put out information. So let's just say something as simple as, hey, you need to start boiling water. It's recommended boil water. It's recommended turn off I don't know, the sewer, turn the sewer off, whatever the community is telling you to do, okay? You need to be able to get that information, and you might not be able to get that through your phone, you know, if the grid is down, okay? So super important. That needs to be one of the first things you can get because it's cheaper, and then you'll have it. You'll be done, okay? And again, like anything else, remember the batteries. The next thing they have on here is flashlight with extra batteries. Again, to me, I'm thinking, okay, yes, if you are an American and you have a home and you do not have a flashlight with batteries and backup batteries, yes, by all means, you absolutely need that. But to me, I'm thinking, okay, how are you going to light your home? What else in that area could you get? Lanterns, candle, like what other things can you get for lighting your home? Yes, the flashlight's super important because if the power goes out, you might need to see breakers or cut off valves to turn off stuff. Like you're going to need to be able to see stuff for safety, but I'm thinking lighting in general as well. Next thing is important, but again, it doesn't say too much, but it's a first aid kit. Again, I've spoken about this a lot on my channel. Maybe I'll dedicate a video just to, again, maybe showing my med kit, having some people show their med kits. But a med kit to me is something that you build. So you take all the things that you want to have in it and you build something up. Maybe you look at those small kits that you can buy online, but you need something bigger than that, even just for your home, okay? Those are nice maybe if you're just getting a little cute one for a bug out bag or a car kit or something like that on a smaller scale. But when it comes to what they're talking about, supposedly your home, you need a robust medical kit, okay? All right, next one is a whistle to signal for help, okay? This is probably, you know, if something happens, there's an earthquake, you're buried, a whistle would be nice. I'm not sure that you would have that whistle on you if you needed it for something like that, but maybe you get out and the whistle is to still, you know, you can get to the whistle and you can blow it for help for anybody in the area, okay? Earthquake, flooding, you're on a roof, you know. So again, I think it's a great prep, But we really need to think about what we do with these preps and where you would have this to be able to get to it. And then again, you know, does it help you if you get to it? The next one is dust mask to help filter contaminated air and plastic sheeting and duct tape to shelter in place. Now, I immediately think of CBR in this sentence. But I suppose this is pertaining to, you know, earthquake. Maybe there's dust, there's debris. Maybe there was some sort of disaster, natural disaster, right? Hurricane, tornado, stuff's getting blown around the earth. You know, maybe it's fallout from a volcano far away, but that ash makes it down. I would think that a prepper, we do have normal things like tarp and plastic and tape. And we do think about what if we were in some sort of situation where we had to start taping stuff off. So I definitely think that this stuff is important. I just think that we should maybe have a description of why we want these things and some examples of why we would want these things. Otherwise, somebody could just read this and be like, why do I need this? I don't need this. And then just skip over it. Next one is, now this is another one like the water and food that kind of upset me. And it was moist towelettes, garbage bags, and plastic ties for personal sanitation. That's all they're giving you guys, okay? That's all they're giving you. Some people don't even know what personal sanitation would even mean, okay? If you don't, and you're watching this, they're talking about pooping and peeing and taking care of your business if the sewer was down. I did a video a couple weeks ago. I'm going to make sure I put it in the description. I'm trying to get this video pushed out as much as possible because it is a prep that people forget, and that is prepping a toilet, a backup emergency toilet that, yes, has the garbage bag, has the moist towels. But if you don't talk people through how you would utilize that, again, you read it and like, what's that for? Okay. So toilets, you've got to get an emergency toilet situation. The next one is non-sparking wrench and pliers to turn off utilities. So this is another one that's really good. I would think that you need a little bit bigger of a toolbox though, with a few more things in it. But I suppose if you were somebody who had zero tools and nothing, and you were literally just trying to get maybe a little toolkit together for emergencies only, then yes, make sure you have some sort of pliers in there to turn off utilities. And we're talking, you know, turning off the water, turning off the sewer, possibly turning off the gas if you guys have gas going in the home. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about turning off utilities, okay? And if you're ever told to do that by your community, you need to do it because it's for safety. If you have gas when you're home and they're like, turn everything off, and you don't, you run the risk of blowing up your house, basically. Okay, so you need to listen when people say to do things. Again, this is another one that, okay, so yes, a can opener. This is super important because you need this, especially if you've bought all this canned food. Yes, you need a can opener. But I would say this is much bigger than that, okay? You need to be thinking more like, okay, yes, I need to be getting in those cans, but more importantly, how would I cook food? How would I warm up water? How would I boil water? How would I cook food, warm up food? Do I have the right pans to cook in for food? Do I have the right utensils for that? Yes. Do you have a can opener to get into these cans? Absolutely important. Okay. But that's part of that whole kitchen kit of how are you going to continue to cook and possibly have to boil food and cook stuff over a fire. And don't sleep on the fact that, hey, maybe you just have pans. Okay, but some pans get burnt up on a flame like that. So just some stuff to think about. And the last thing, again, super important too. I mean, I love this prep. It's just so much misdirection here. So just local maps. Yes, there's 1,000 reasons why you need local maps. It's a great prep. I love that it's on here, but again, there's nothing to tell you why do you need this, and is there anything else you might need to go with that map. I just it's a lot. And you guys, that was their basic one. On the back it has additional, and some of these additionals to me should be on the front. So very first one, prescription meds and glasses. Okay, it's a must. Matter of fact, just downstairs just now I got in a fight with my man because as soon as I said this one out loud, he was like, you only got one pair of glasses right now, huh? And they're broke. Just all on me. I mean, all on me. We got in a big old fight about it, okay? So prescription medications, we talk about meds all the time, and glasses. The next two, number 2 and number 3, super important. infant formula and diapers, and pet food, water, supplies for your pet. So again, we often forget about pets and the other people in our family that make our family unique. And so yes, you would want your emergency kit to you know, consider those people and be prepping for those people and or pets. Okay. Next one is important family documents, such as copies of insurance policies, identification, bank account records. So yes, your important documents. Again, I might do a video on our emergency plan, and then I can kind of show you how we keep stuff. Next one is cash and change. Next one is sleeping bag or warm blankets for each person, and cold weather climate gear. So this is like, hey, you don't have any heat, you don't have any power. But again, this goes into the area that I talk about for power for grid down, which is alternate heat source. You need to be thinking how you would heat yourself if you didn't have your heater anymore. Okay, how are you going to keep yourself warm? This is good because it's kind of a backup. Okay, yes, if you have sleeping bags or wool blankets, if you're going to do blankets, do wool blankets. They're very, very heavy and they will keep you very, very warm. They really hold in the heat. And then having that extra gear, you know, jackets, gloves, that type of stuff, scarves, that stuff will be helpful. Okay. Here's another really good one, and I think it's a forgotten prep. I just spoke about this on a different video, and that's fire extinguishers. So again, a lot of things can happen when the power goes down, right? What is it? What are those things called? Transponders or whatever. You know, if that stuff starts sparking, or you have, you know, gas that's not turned off, or stuff, you know, in some sort of earthquake, or stuff was disturbed and causing fires. So having a fire extinguisher in your home is super important, but maybe a few depending on how big your home is, and having them in different locations. But super important, a fire extinguisher. And then they have stuff on here like matches with waterproof container. Again, to me, very small, and I am big on, okay, if we're going to do that, let's just get a solid fire kit, okay? Multiple ways to start fire, and tinder and different material needed to start a fire. Because if you live in an urban place, you might not just have tinder and different stuff laying around, okay? There is a lot of stuff that you can find in your home easily to start a fire, but a lot of people, if they're not really thinking bushcrafty and savvy like that, they're not going to be thinking about that. And if you've already got something kind of put together, if you did need to start a fire very quickly in a fire pit or something, and you just, you know, either wasn't the one that normally does it, or just never really did that before, having a solid fire kit will be helpful, even for a dummy who's never lit a fire, okay? If you have dry tinder and a lighter, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's going to save lives, okay? Most people can figure out how to make that work, okay? Next thing is feminine supplies, personal hygiene items. So to me, I shoot for like 90 days or more. This is very easy stuff. Shampoo, soap, toilet paper. It's very easy to stock this stuff, even like out 6 months, because, you know, a bottle of said whatever will last, you know, months and months. Okay. So it just simply says a few things: hand sanitizer, feminine supplies, personal hygiene. This covers a lot of stuff, okay? What would you do in your regular day that's must, that's needs, okay? You need to be able to clean yourself and hygiene yourself on some sort of level, okay? You need feminine products, okay? You need some sort of way to wipe your butt, like simple hygiene items, deodorant. You know, you might be grid down for a while not taking a shower. You need to have baby wipes and deodorant and baby powder and different things to help out with that, okay? Next thing is mess kits, paper plates, cups, utensils. So again, not going to be wanting to do dishes, not going to be probably having the water for that. So having paper products for an emergency. I know a lot of people use this for every day, right? We've gone away from just doing stuff the old-fashioned way, washing dishes. And a lot of people would be like, oh, we don't do that because it just wastes so much water and just the earth and da-da-da-da-da. But it's expensive. Like, you know how many paper plates we go through when I put them out just for everyday use? They go fast, okay? So at a minimum, I would get some of these products, though, for your emergency kit. And I would be putting them in the garage. Put them somewhere else that's away from your family so that they don't get used, okay? If you are a family that uses those on a regular basis. And then this was an odd one, paper and pencil. I mean, I get the importance of being able to write stuff down. I would say that before you ever do this, you get the pen and paper and you write down your emergency plan. And then what do you as a family want to put in that plan? And then the last one is books, puzzles, games. So of course, your entertainment, if you're grid down and all you have is your family and you're stuck, you're not going anywhere, what would you do so that you don't go crazy? And this is really mental health for me, and making sure that you can make it through this adventure that you're about to go through. But I just found myself kind of doing some research because things are getting crazy and kind of scary, and I feel like the other shoe is about to drop, and I don't know what it's going to consist of. And so all we can do is every day listen to each other, talk to each other, get more information, continue to prep. Prep, not hoard, right? Continue to get the things that you still need to get. Pay attention to this stuff. I would urge you, go on the website and see what else that they had to offer. I plan on going on the Homeland Security page and maybe the Red Cross page and just seeing the basic information that they're telling people and that they're putting out there. It's not their sole job to take care of us. So that's number one. So for me to even get upset about this, I just get upset because, you guys, I'm just crazy and I'm a little passionate about this stuff. But I just would hope that these types of organizations, when people do go to them, that they're getting a little bit more information. But again, if they get this list and put this list together, literally just take the words that it says and put those things together. If they've never done anything before, they have zero kit and they did that list, I mean, they're in a better situation than they were before. But again, they're not really getting the full picture of what it takes to do this. And again, that goes to prepping is a lifestyle. Like, this is a for real everyday thing. There's not a day that goes by that I don't do something in regards to prepping. And a lot of stuff people would be like, oh, you're not prepping. Like, everything I do has to do with prepping, everything. So I will love to hear in the comments below. Let me know, one, if you've ever visited these sites, what was your thoughts? What did you think? I'm super interested in to hear what Camp Penton Family Compound is going to say, or Grayman Prepping. Gil runs both those channels, and he has a long history in emergency preparedness and teaching and coming up with format as far as emergency preparedness and what to do and lists and plans. And I'm sure he's going to chime in. And so pay attention to all the comments and pay attention to his comment below as well. And then I think I'm probably in the next few weeks going to share my emergency plans with you guys. Mine, I feel like, are maybe not for the whole group because we live in California, right? We're dealing with evacuation plans for fire and for earthquake, and it's really bug out plans and bug in plans and what scenarios could happen that would cause us to bug out, and then where would we go and all that good stuff. But still might be helpful and still might help you get the juices running to starting your own plan, because that's where it starts. Don't go to these websites and you've never done your emergency plan. You get the pen and paper, you sit down with your family, and you talk about what could happen to my family, and then go from there. And also these websites, there's different sections. So for all I know, you might go to a hurricane section and it has a totally different list. Maybe. I don't know. So let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. Let's help each other, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I've been getting some thumbs down, you guys, lately. So somebody out there's listening to me. So from my bear cave to your bear cave, blessings to you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.